a formal seconder for motion number 6? Sorry, motion number 5, formally seconded. We now move on to motion number 6 to be proposed by the Temple Oak branch, Dublin South West. Have we a proposal from the Temple Oak branch? Are you okay? Proposed, formally seconded. Seconded. We move on then to motion number 7, Galtron South Leitrim branch, Roscommon South Leitrim, to move. Motion 7.
John Feely, Galtron branch, South Leitrim, Roscommon South Leitrim. I didn't think that my chemistry studies would come in a lot of use to me politically, which actually I here in Galway, as well as my political activity. It started here in Galway in the 60s. But the topic I'm going to cover here is quite detailed and emotional, so I'm going to try and stick to the facts. It's essentially calling for a moratorium on hydraulic fracturing, which is termed fracking. It's the process for extracting gas from the shale rock in different areas within Ireland. In particular, the one I'm going to speak about is my own area of Leitrim. It also applies to the Clare area, but there's a second motion on that. This process involves drilling approximately a mile deep into the area in what's called the Lough Allen Basin. It's an area of North Leitrim, West Cavan and Fermanagh. The gas, the good news, there is a colossal amount of gas there trapped in the shale rock. But the issues are really about the safety of extraction. And that's the reason I'm calling for this moratorium. Now, the process involves drilling, as I said, a mile deep, inserting water, sand and chemicals at high pressure, and in the process then bringing back the water and gas back up to the surface. Sounds quite complicated, and the one complication I see in it is that we don't know really what's going on underneath, because if you're talking about drilling a mile beneath the surface, there isn't a guarantee that you know what is going to happen. Now, in the States, there have been a lot of concerns. You may have read about it and seen various activities on it. It's taken me quite a long time to come down on this decision. I've attended a lot of meetings in the Leitrim. I didn't visit the West Cavan one, but I did go to Enniskillen to debate the topic. I called for that we have open debate on it. It seems to create so much emotion that people are taking sides without trying to say, well, look, can this be done safely? And I'm hoping that at some stage it can be done safely, but the evidence at this stage is not particularly good, particularly in the populated areas where the major concern is coming now is in the populated of the states, Pennsylvania, where water course has been contaminated by improper use when the process isn't properly carried out. But the controls are limited. Another area that fracking has been applied and without a lot of difficulty has been in West Canada. But recently, and I say recently, last week, the Quebec government, where there's quite a lot of this gas in the shale rock, voted to have a moratorium on any further extraction, even though it is worth, and it's quoted, I just have a quick quote, I see the light flashing, but a quick quote from the Calgary Herald, where the Quebec government is passing over a potential revenue of $1 billion a year in this. But they're saying that at this stage they feel that they cannot safely operate the process. And finally, as you will see from the motion, we are calling for the moratorium It's not a moratorium forever, but there's a particular study being carried out by the US Environmental Protection Agency, and the reason I'm quoting that is because it's a major study. They're studying 5 sites retrospectively, and they're also monitoring 3 new sites. That report...
John, would you conclude, please?
Yeah, that report itself will be completed in 2014. So all I'm appealing here that time is on our side. It is a major natural resource, and we can debate the tax issues at a later date, but my concern is primarily water quality, water safety. And just to conclude, Chair, the proposal which I support to have water from the Shannon diverted through to Dublin, you must bear in mind we are not sure of the actual source of the Shannon, and anyone that's been up in the Marble Arch cases, the waterways under, we could be talking about potential contamination. I don't want to be scaremonger, but it is a possibility of contamination of the water. So please support this motion for a moratorium. Thank you, Chair. Sorry for exceeding the time.